I'll catch you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Oh, wrong show. But it is the right chair. Oh, yes. It's the House of the Dragon chair from Secret Labs. Thanks, Secret Labs. And yes, guys, House of the Dragon Season 2 news. House of the Dragon is back. House of Flying D's is back. Your pal, David Lightbringer, here also with these nice, thick, dark sunglasses to read the script that I just wrote earlier today, so it doesn't look like I have typewriter eyes. That's why I wear these when I do a scripted one, by the way. In any case, House of the Dragon Season 2 news. Alys RIvers and four characters altogether have been cast, characters which will be new for Season 2. And to spare you the pain of watching those clickbait videos, to try to figure out what the real news is and what it isn't, I'm here to let you know who's been cast to play whom. I'll show you some of the pictures of the actors that will help us imagine them in their roles, and I'll give you a general, spoiler-free idea of what kind of character they are, what kinds of things they might be doing in general on Season 2. And that'll be based on their characters in Fire and Blood. So cue the music, because it's Flying D's time. So, according to Variety magazine, we have castings for four new characters. Alys RIvers, who will be played by Gail Rankin. Alyn of Hull will be played by Abubakar Salim. Sir Simon Strong will be played by Simon Russell Beale. And Ser Gwayne Hightower will be played by Freddie Fox. So Alys RIvers is probably the one that fans are the most excited to talk about, although I'm pretty excited about Alyn of Hull, and especially the actor playing him. But first things first, Alys RIvers has fans talking because her character is both mysterious and magical, and also perhaps because she'll be another strong female role on the show. And we've already seen that in the pseudo-medieval world of Westeros, it's definitely harder for women to gain true political power, and that they all tend to find different ways to do that. So, for example, Rhaenyra has her birthright, yes, but more importantly, her dragon. That's the real power. And of course, she has secret Targaryen knowledge and strong allies like Prince Daemon, Corlys Velaryon, and Rhaenys Targaryen. Alicent, on the other hand, has learned, lacking a dragon, has learned some of the more political, machinations, manipulations, the kind of thing that worked for her father. She also uses a great deal of patience and savvy. So Alys RIvers would definitely have more in common with someone like Mysaria, being low-born. Rivers, by the way, is a bastard name from the Riverlands, so Alys RIvers is a bastard. And like Mysaria, Alys RIvers also either mistreated or overlooked by the royals and high lords. But the interesting thing about Alys RIvers is that we can expect her to have some sort of connection to sorcery and magic, if the show is anything like the books. And so far, they've been pretty close, so. Now, Alys is listed as a healer and resident of Harrenhal, but that's mostly because it's not polite to just call someone a witch. Sorceress might be more couth, but of course these things are always treated as rumors in Westeros. And we've also seen that most any woman challenging the social order in some way will sooner or later be branded a witch who bathes in baby's blood or some such. In the books, people said that about Daenerys, for example, and it'll be said about Rhaenyra before the end. It's just kind of a thing. They're all witches unless they behave. Alys RIvers, however, kind of seems like the real deal. Although, of course, we'll have to wait and see how the show plays her character. As for the actor, Gail Rankin, well, you can see that she definitely looks the part of a kind of creepy sorceress lady. Yeah, Alys RIvers is supposed to unnerve you a little bit. So, seems like Gail will be able to pull this off. Some folks online, by the way, have been having fun comparing her looks to other actresses on the show in order to speculate about what Alys RIvers' origins might be, as Alys's parents and origins in general are basically a mystery. They're unknown in the story. So she might turn out to be related to another character, or not. We don't know. It's been a topic of speculation since Fire and Blood came out, really. And whatever the truth of her identity, you can definitely expect her to become close with some of the key characters on the show and to have a heavy hand influencing the events on the show going forward. Next, we have Alyn of Hull. And folks, if you've been watching House of the Dragon and having trouble figuring out if any of these people are worth rooting for, Alyn of Hull may be your man, as well as his brother Adam of Hull. We'll talk about that in a second. So it's kind of hard to say, too much about this character without spoiling things. He's given the very brief description of a sailor in the Velaryon fleet who served in the Stepstones campaign. But as readers of Fire and Blood will know, he's a bit more than that. I will say that he has all kinds of very interesting connections to the Velaryons and their politics. And as the description implies, you can expect Alyn to be a capable, if not redoubtable, warrior. Since we're right about to start a war, or you could argue that the war has already started, a war which will last pretty much the rest of the series, it's not really a spoiler to tell you that Alyn should be involved in more of the fighting. But that's definitely not all his character will do. And as I mentioned, one of the interesting things to note is that Alyn has a brother, Adam of Hull. And though they both have very important roles, there are some key differences between the two characters. So we don't have any word on whether or not they've cast Adam or who they've cast as Adam. So it's possible that they could be combining the roles, but I think it's more likely that they'll announce Adam's casting in due time, as so far they really haven't eliminated any characters. So now, one thing that Alyn of Hull will not be is an android, as Abu Bakr Salim's character father was on Raised by Wolves. That's right, that's where you've seen this guy. Now, if you watched Raised by Wolves like I did, by the way, check out my friend Fayfire's channel if you want someone that can actually try to explain what the hell's going on there. You know that Abu Bakr's acting range is pretty incredible. He's capable of incredible performances. And so, yeah, I'm very excited to see what he'll bring to House of the Dragon. And the fact that they've cast a slightly more heavyweight actor for this role means that they're probably going to make the most of it. So, again, I'm looking forward to it, as well as looking forward to seeing that they're definitely casting a separate actor to play his brother Adam. So in season 1, a lot of members of House Strong died, right? Specifically, Larys the Clubfoot killed his father and brother, Lionel and Harwin, in a fire near the end of season 1. So we're gonna need another Strong, and we've got Sir Simon Strong. He's the great uncle of Larys Clubfoot, and he's the castellan at Harrenhal. That means he'll basically be in charge of Harrenhal, if you will, when Larys isn't there, although we don't know what Sir Simon's loyalties will be, if he'll be on Team Clubfoot or not. It is likely that his plot, you would imagine, would have something to do with Alys RIvers, since we will also find Alys RIvers residing at Harrenhal when the season opens, it seems, since she's called a resident of Harrenhal. Now, Simon Russell Beale, the actor playing Sir Simon Strong, is an accomplished stage actor. He won a Tony, actually, just this past year for Best Actor in a Play for the Lehman Trilogy. And he's also won 2 BAFTA Awards and 3 Olivier Awards. Ergo, he'll be more than capable of bringing some gravitas to the show, of handling whatever epic lines the writers serve up to him. And perhaps we'll actually meet a Strong who will mourn for poor sweet old Lionel, and well-meaning himbo and first-rate secret father, Harwin. All right, last but not least is the very handsome Ser Gwayne Hightower, who is Alicent Hightower's younger brother and the youngest son of Otto Hightower. Now, in the Fire and Blood timeline, Ser Gwayne comes to King's Landing when Alicent does, just many years ago, obviously, and then eventually ends up with a pretty high-ranking position in the City Watch. So I'm guessing on the show it will turn out that he's just kind of always been in King's Landing, but, off-screen, or perhaps he's only recently arrived at King's Landing from Highgarden. Either way, Ser Gwayne's primary role in shaping events is definitely related to him being a Hightower who's a high-ranking member of the City Watch, so I'd expect that to be the case on the show as well. Now, it seems like maybe they'll use this guy to do a little more, maybe some drama, some escapades, if you will, because, this actor's a bit of a thirst trap. Hey, can you put your shirt back on there, buddy? All right, thank you. Just kidding. And to be totally serious, he is another accomplished and talented but lesser-known actor who has starred in Apple TV's Slow Horses, as well as the British shows Year of the Rabbit, Cucumber, and Banana. All right, so stick around for some spoiler comments, if you'd like, on these 4 characters and what they'll do in just a second. But first, I'd like to say thanks, everyone, and if you want more Season 2 coverage, don't miss my update video from last week. And of course, I also did the Aegon's Prophecy series of videos, which which actually gets into all the Torrhen Stark, Sarah Snow, Jacaerys material that will be a big part of Season 2. So check that out in the House of the Dragon playlist, and of course, come join us for Starry Wisdom Sunday live streams on Sundays at 3 p.m. Pacific, where lately Greywaste Tim and I have been going through the Night of the Seven Kingdoms / Duncan Egg novellas. And of course, I've also got a couple of recent videos about the upcoming HBO show Night of the Seven Kingdoms. All right, so a couple of spoiler comments, Fire and Blood spoiler comments, which potentially will be spoilers for Season 2. If you want to hear that, then stick around. If not, then leave. This is your chance. All right, so real quickly, I just want to say that if you remember, of course, there's Alyn and Alyn of Hull. Alyn of Hull is the dragon rider. He's the one who rides the dragon into the battle. I think it's Second Tumbleton, very dramatically. He rides Sea Smoke, the old dragon of Laenor. So that's the one who hasn't been cast yet. This is Alyn. Alyn is the one who marries Baela and eventually continues on the line of House Velaryon. And of course, the whole idea with these two Hull boys is that they're supposedly bastard sons of Laenor, but they're far more likely to be Corlys' sons. Now, the big question here is, are they going to cast Adam, the dragon-riding brother, or perhaps could this be a thing where Laenor comes back and plays the role of Adam, or will they collapse the role of Adam and Alyn into one, which would mean that Adam would need to survive, or Alyn now, would need to survive the dragon fight in order to marry Baela, because in the books, Adam dies heroically, and his brother Alyn, who doesn't ride a dragon, he's the one who marries Baela. So we'll wait and see, but that's that. The main thing we know about Sir Simon Strong is he's the one in charge of Harrenhal when Daemon and Caraxes take it, although I'm sure he'll do more than that. And then Ser Gwayne, he actually is the second in command of the City Watch at the time that Daemon and Rhaenyra eventually attack King's Landing. And the head of the City Watch is Luther Largent, who is definitely a Daemon loyalist. And Ser Gwayne had been put there to keep an eye on Luther Largent. Luther Largent goes to open the gates for Daemon and Rhaenyra. Ser Gwayne tries to stop him, and, well, Ser Gwayne gets a sword in the belly. So we'll see if that happens the same, and of course, we'll see how they expand the character, which they always do, find some more stuff for him to do. Quite possibly without his shirt on, I'm just saying. And then as far as Alys RIvers, I mean, where can we even begin with her? She's a huge character. She's definitely a witch. We found a witch, maybe cast her. But of course, the main questions are, who is she? Is she related to someone, or is she freaking Melisandre? I don't think so. It's possible, though. It's, you know, we don't find out what the end of her story is because we don't have Fire and Blood 2. But the last place we see her is at the dragon fight between Aemond and Daemon over the God's Eye, where everyone falls into the lake. She was there, not on Dragonback, but she witnessed the thing and claimed to be pregnant with Aemond's baby. So after that, we have no idea what happens to her. But there's a lot that happens between the beginning of Season 2 and whenever that dragon fight's going to be. Definitely Season 3 or even Season 4. So probably end of Season 3, I'd guess. So we'll see. She'll be a very interesting character. One of the most powerful characters. It probably will remind people of when Melisandre was introduced in Season 2. So, yeah. Alys RIvers, here we go. Thanks, guys, for watching. And, yeah, I'll see you on Sunday. And back with more videos about House of the Dragon Season 2, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Winds of Winter, whenever it comes out, George. Any day. Any day. Any day. Surely. Surely. All right.